We're here with Northwestern State head softball coach Donald Pickett on the eve of a midweek matchup. You travel to Ruston, face Louisiana Tech on Wednesday at 6 o'clock. Coach, when you look at this matchup, it's been a little while since you played him. You played him here last on March 18th. I'm sure there's been a lot of changes that you've seen from your team. I'm sure a lot of changes from that team. What have you seen from really both your team and theirs since that time?
Well, La Tech's been playing really well. They're second Conference USA. They had a chance to, leave Birmingham this past weekend in first place. And, it's a tough conference, so, they're playing well right now down the stretch. And, going up there and playing is going to, face, we're going to face a little bit more of a challenge playing on their home field. But, our kids, I think they're, doing what they do, and they're being comfortable and confident in what they've been doing. And hopefully, we can stay consistent with that going up there. But, it's going to be definitely a challenge, but it's going to be a really good test and have us prepared going into the weekend for conference play.
When you talk about being comfortable and being confident, you got to talk about Natalie Landry. She goes 6 for 7 at the plate at McNeese, a huge part of the lineup there, and it's always nice when the players get some recognition for that, being named the LSWA Co-Player of the Week. Talk a little bit about her efforts, not just this last weekend, but really overall this season.
Well, Natalie's really had a comeback year for us. Last year she didn't have quite the year she was looking for, but this year she's came out and worked hard. She had a really great year. She's been struggling a little bit the last couple of weekends going into McNeese, but it was really good, timing for her to bounce back and, had the big weekend she had and hit those extra base hits and get those RBIs. And, when she's getting, being consistent with what she's doing, that just adds another player in that lineup that can really change a game. And Natalie's been able to do that, and hopefully she'll be consistent with that all the way throughout the season.
She has a pair of home runs this last weekend. Your club is up to 55 home runs now on the season. That's actually 7 shy of the program record you guys set last season of 62. Talk a little bit about that side of the game. How good is this offense really hitting the ball out of the ballpark that you've seen?
Well, it's a really good, strong lineup, and it just keeps coming at you. We don't really fall off a lot in any part of the lineup, but the main thing with our kids is just having the right approaches and swinging the good pitches in the counts when they're in their favor. And hopefully that we'll continue to be consistent with that and be able to hit some extra base hits and some home runs to help put a lot of runs on the board, and keep doing that. But our girls have been doing really well on offense, and that's carried us a lot. But here in the last few weeks, we've gotten a lot of great pitching too, and that really helps coming down the stretch.
A lot of times we talk about midweek matchups, getting you ready for a conference weekend. Well, maybe the other way around this weekend, being able to play McNeese, a program that's very aggressive on the base paths. And here you have Louisiana Tech, who has 50 stolen bases and 62 attempts. Do you think playing McNeese, does that prepare you at all for maybe the style of offense that Louisiana Tech has?
I think so. I think Louisiana Tech puts a lot of pressure on you. They got a lot of athletic kids all the way up and down their lineup. They can bunt, run, steal, hit, do a lot of hit and run, put a lot of players in motion, and they've got a lot of good athletes up there, and McNeese as well. So going into this weekend, this midweek game against La Tech we should be a little bit more comfortable with that. And also getting prepared, Nichols has got a couple of kids that, really fast in their lineup, and they put a lot of pressure on you. So, playing these types of teams, that are similar it always helps.
You talk to your team at all about ensuring that, this is the next game on the schedule. Certainly, Nichols presents challenges of their own, and it will be a big series here this weekend. Is that something you talk to about them one game at a time?
Not really. We kind of talked about that in the fall, and we talked about going into the season, and our kids have done a really good job of having it one game at a time and not looking at as a whole. And I think as long as we can continue to do that, we'll be pretty consistent down the stretch. But every team has different challenges, presents different challenges to you, and we've got to be ready to play, and I think our kids will be. We're down the stretch here. We've only got 11 more ball games before the tournament, And I think everybody's excited about what's going on, and hopefully, they'll continue to play well.
I just got to ask you lastly about this matchup. It's the 96th time your program has played Louisiana Tech, and you guys have certainly had some success against this program recently. What does this matchup mean to this team? Certainly, it's non-conference, but it is an in-state rival. You have several girls here from the state of Louisiana. What does this matchup mean to you and you think to this program?
Well, I think us and Louisiana Tech, they're both very competitive teams. And I think, with our kids, they know that. We play them year in, year out, and they know they're going to bring their best game against La Tech because, it is going to be a fight. And, it does bring a little, extra to it when, you're just an hour and a half apart. And it means a lot more to a lot of people around here, a lot of the fans and, things like that. So, our kids know that, and they're going to come out, and ready to play as well, La Tech.
Well, Coach, thank you for your time, and best of luck tomorrow here in Ruston.